I asked some of you what were your biggest personal finance struggles, and you mentioned overspending and dining out. In this video, I'm going to show you how to avoid overspending while dining out, among other things. Hey, what's going on? This is Maui Voti with financiallypresent.com, your one-stop shop for financial and investment education. And today we're talking about overspending, mainly because when it comes to how you spend, that directly correlates to how you would be able to invest. And if you aren't comfortable with your current spending, there's no way you'll be comfortable in the stock market. So, to be fair, there is a such thing as overspending, kind of, sort of, and I'll break that down for you. I just think a lot of people overspend, only a few people actually feel bad about it. To be more clear, I don't think your goal should be to stop overspending, quote unquote overspending, but it should be to make sure that what you're spending your money on is more worth your while, or that you're getting the most value out of that. And that can look so many different ways. I'll give you an example of one of the things that I overspend on, or if that's what we want to call it. So one of the things I tend to overspend on would be eating out, all right? But a little bit of a backstory. So growing up, we never really went out to eat often. And if we did, it wasn't at a sit-down restaurant where you could open up a menu and order exactly what you wanted. We went to a buffet, particularly Chinese buffets, right? And this is very popular around African households, at least that I know of. But either way, I only really started going to real regular restaurants, maybe end of high school, but mostly in college. And I found it to be something that was fun. You got what you wanted. There was fellowship. You got to talk to people. It was fun. You could do that at other restaurants too, but this was more of a freeing moment. So I knew that once I graduated from college, I would have income and I can kind of do that more and more. So I knew that I valued the fellowship, or the freedom of being able to go out and not worry too much about what the tab would be. So whether it was going out to happy hours or going out to dinners, I always wanted to be in a position where I can just say, yes, I'm in, I'm there, you'll see me. So I was aware of this so much to the point that I positioned myself to be able to go to the restaurant regularly, right? Or as often as maybe a couple times a week, so that it wouldn't feel like overspending. Because again, for me, the value was spending time with people and having fellowship, and food was there, of course, right? So I had a level of self-awareness to the point where I would reposition things around my quote unquote overspending. So I was a cereal lunch bringer. No, I didn't bring cereal, but I made sure almost every day I'd bring lunch to work. We'd even have a running joke in the office where, oh, Maui, what'd you bring for lunch today? Chicken and rice? Oh yeah, we already knew that. It was such a regular thing that it was what positioned me to be able to be financially comfortable to go out to eat. So that technically eating out didn't feel like overspending. So if there was, let's say, an office lunch and the company was paying, perfect. My lunch went in the fridge. I was gonna eat that the next day. But I would participate. And then if there was a situation where I went and bought my own lunch, it's simply because maybe we just didn't plan for the week or I was in a pinch. But basically, everything was surrounded around what I valued the most, and that was the fellowship over a meal. Some other adjustments that I would even make, and some of this is even subconscious, but I would, if I did go out to eat, I'd order maybe a drink and a meal, or a drink and an appetizer, but I would never get all three, right? I'd never get a drink, an appetizer, a meal, or dessert. It was never about having all of that. It was just being able to be there and participate and have enough for what I wanted. So if you fast forward to today, and if I had to reflect on all this, it's still very important to me. So I'd eat chicken and rice every day, all week, if it meant that I could go out to dinner with my family or with friends on the weekend. So I just made sure I had a consistent habit that carried me through the week, so that it enabled the valuable spending on the weekends. So the point is, you have to figure out what you value the most. So if it's not overeating or dining out or overspending, on dining out, maybe it's clothes. So that might mean you go out to eat less in order to buy the clothes that you want. Or if you like a lot of accessories, maybe you tone down the type of clothes and you get more expensive with your accessories. But whatever you do, you have to position yourself so that your overspending doesn't feel like overspending. You're getting the value that you want and you're planning for it. So as an adult, these are the type of adjustments you have to make in order to be in a position to be comfortable, and then you can move on to other things like investing. So when we say overspending, or at least when I say overspending, I don't really think there is such a thing technically, right? Hear me out. I think that if you felt like you overspent, it really means that you spent too much money on something that you did not value at the end. Think about something that the cost just didn't even matter. Maybe it was a concert ticket and the experience was transformative. Your life is just different after attending that concert. Or think about a gift you may have purchased for someone and the smile on their face made you forget about whatever it cost you to give them that gift. When it comes to overspending, it's more about the value that you're either getting or not getting out of what you spent on. Basically, on a more sophisticated level, if you know that you could set up an emergency fund so that if something happened with the car, you'd be able to pay that down, why not set up a fund for things that you think you overspend on, right? Just automatically have some funds set aside, however small or large. It allows you that cushion to be able to overspend. Because I know for me, when I think back of all the meals I've shared with people or the time spent with friends and family, I'd eat chicken and rice all week to have those same times over and over again. So without hesitation. So what are some more of your personal finance struggles? I know we talked about overspending. I want to see how you can use some of these tools, right, in your own way to make sure you overcome overspending. If you like this video, I want you to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the page, and always turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on future content. And until next time, stay present.